So, back for another VGC guide, and this time we are looking at Garganacl. This is going to be another S ranking coming out for this Pokemon. This has got to be the best Body Press Iron Defense Pokemon we've ever had. Even better than Registeel. That is because it gets Recover, for one thing. Registeel did not get Recover. It has Purifying Salt, a fantastic ability, immune to status moves, and Ghost Power is halved. It didn't need that on top of it, but why not? It gets Clear Body if you wanted to be Registeel, but Purifying Salt's way better, because you don't care about your stat drops, really. And it gets Salt Cure, a very, very cool signature ability. So it's going to basically be an infestation, but even slightly stronger against Steel and Water types. That's a bit awkward given you are a Rock type, but you're also a Grass type, so then you can just get off the Salt Cure against the Steel and Waters quite easily. Grass does seem to be the best type that Garganacl can Terastallize into. It would be a defensive Terastallization. There's no point going for Fighting type body presses, because you're already doing enough damage with Iron Defense Body Press. You don't need the stab boost on top of it. You definitely want to defensively Terastallize with this Garganacl. And this is pretty much the moveset that you would see on Garganacl for the vast majority of them. Some people do drop Salt Cure. You should always have Body Press, Iron Defense, and Recover if you're going with this style of set. But Salt Cure can technically be dropped. You can go for Stone Edge or Rock Slide if you want. It does also have access to Wide Guard and Helping Hand. So those would be two moves that would be usable as well. You don't technically need Salt Cure, but it's probably the best one to have. Lefties is likely to be the best item as well, but there are so many other good items that you can have. Citrus Berry, because you have Recovered, you don't need the lefties, because you can get away with just Citrus Berry, and then if they get you down to, 30% HP, then you're back to above 50, then that could be enough time to be able to win the game because you're bulky enough at this point. So you do want most of your EVs into special defense because you're going to be boosting your iron defenses anyway. So this is going to be getting the bump point up here, and it's also going to be increasing the damage output of your body presses as well, because some people have just gone pure careful like this. That's calm, don't want that because of Salt Cure. Like that, because you're going to be boosting the iron defenses, but the thing about Body Press Iron Defense is that it is also your offensive output. So investing into defense is also boosting your damage as well as your defensive capabilities. So hitting this bump point is quite a nice one, because 176 is pretty reasonable, and you've still got 133 special defense, which is going to be very respectable indeed. You can mess about with the EVs just as your preference. If you want more special bulk, feel free. It doesn't particularly matter as long as you've got max HP, and then you're just going for whatever here. If you do want to sacrifice 1 point here so that you can potentially outspeed any other Garganacls, or maybe even drop one more for the speed creep. Of course, speed creep could be a thing for these Garganacls, then feel free to do that as well. But this is going to be the main Garganacl you will see, and it is going to be very annoying to face against. It has got to be the best Body Press Iron Defense Pokemon we've ever had so far. Maybe Registeel would have been if you had Terastallization, but at the moment, this is what we got. But this is not the only way to run Garganacl. It has a second niche in the fact that it has the strongest explosion in the game at the moment. So if you do want to go for some cheesy gimmick strategies where you explode next to your partner and do whatever, whether that's set up Trick Room with a Ghost type or a Telepathy Pokemon, whether that is that degenerate Tatsugiri Dondozo strategy where you explode next to your Tatsugiri, endure, get a Toxic Orb, sacrifice yourself, all that good stuff as well. This is another niche that Garganacl has, so it doesn't have to be the Body Press Iron Defense set. It can do the most powerful explosion, and so you probably want clear body for this one so you don't get intimidated, so that you'll be able to do the most amount of damage possible with your explosion. And it has a slight bit over Drifblim in 10 attack. Drifblim can't be faked out. So that is one thing that Garganacl has going against Drifblim, or Drifblim has against Garganacl. If you want to be exploding, you can, of course, just be a Ghost type, Terra type as well, so that you can go for an unfake-outable explosion. But normal type will give you the best explosion you could possibly give, and that will KO most things with that choice band and explosion. So doesn't have to be this set. You will mostly see this set, and it's a very good one, enough to give it an S ranking, but it doesn't have to. It can do some gimmick stuff as well, but this is going to be very strong and very annoying.